Hi everyone and welcome to the Crooked Compass YouTube channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name's Lisa Pagotto and I'm the founder of Crooked Compass. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. So we're starting something new. We're starting an old school slide night where we're going to take you to some of our favourite travel destinations, and really the goal of our channel is to inspire you, educate you and to get you thinking about some different travel destinations. So today we're off to Papua New Guinea. We're heading to the Mount Hagen Cultural Show. So join us as we jump into the wilds of Papua New Guinea. We are heading to Papua New Guinea.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so that coffee that you've actually got in your hand,
Yes.
that is Mount Hagen coffee from the highlands of Papua New Guinea.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes, it is.
Strong.
It is. It's a very rich type of coffee.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of the most organically farmed types of coffee on the planet at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, away we go. Okay, super cute. Where are you and what's going on?
So this is Jessica, and this is at the Mount Hagen Cultural Show. So up in the highlands of Papua New Guinea, and this cultural show takes place in August every year. So it's one where we take our groups to, and she's one of the little
she's gorgeous.
daughters of one of the tribes.
Super cute.
Yeah.
And you're showing her a picture of herself.
I am.
guessing,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So he's using a mirror from a car.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the Mount Hagen Cultural Show, I have to say it is one of the smaller cultural shows, but I think it's one of the most impressive.
Okay.
And the reason that I say that is before the show actually kicks off, the tribes who are coming from all different parts of the highlands sit in this field, which is just behind the oval where they dance sort of for 2 days, and they get ready. You can sit with the locals, which is literally what I'm doing here, and see them using things like car mirrors. You can see them grinding rocks together to make their paint, rubbing pig fat on their skin so that they don't get sunburnt. You see them making their headdresses one feather at a time. You can see on the ground in this picture all the leaves, so you can see them also making their leaf skirts one leaf at a time as well.
It's real behind the scenes hair and makeup department before the big show.
It is, and with the Mount Hagen show, there's been, well, just with Papua New Guinea in general, with these amazing feathers in their headdresses, there's been such a focus on, if you go back a few years, they would hunt the birds year on year and have new feathers every year for their headdresses. But now there's been this huge movement on education where the locals have been taught about, I guess the basics of sustainability and about the importance of being able to preserve these feathers so that they can use them year round so that their bird population can regenerate.
Are they natural colours, are those feathers, or have they been dyed?
Those pink ones aren't natural, no.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, so again, people from all ages are involved. Even with the black paint, you see people scraping out the inside of an exhaust of a car
to get that
to get the black.
To get the soot.
Yeah, it's just really fascinating the different ways that they're making their colours, and just the different ages. It's great to see so many young children being involved in something like this as well.
And the show itself, is it a gathering of people from all over PNG who come?
No, so it's just from the highlands. Okay. So from all of the highlands provinces. There's the two shows. There's this one and then there's Goroka. They're both quite similar. Goroka is on a much grander scale though, and is always in conjunction with Independence Day. So this one's a standalone festival, and basically the purpose of the festivals is, there's quite a lot, even still today, there's still tribal animosity in New Guinea. And the purpose of these festivals is to put that aside for one day and just celebrate the unique culture that the country has.
Wow. So he's got a whole kind of skeleton thing
Yeah,
going
so
on.
skeleton tribe come from the Simbu province in the highlands, and so every province has its own sort of theme, I guess you could say, or their own colour scheme.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mythology behind a lot of these tribes too as to why they're skeleton men or mud men or whatever it might be. And with the opportunity to sit with these guys in the field, they'll tell you they're so proud of their traditions and they want to share their stories with you and tell you, how the Asaro mudmen became the mudmen and that sort of thing. So again, just really fascinating and just adding another level of experience to your time in Papua New Guinea at a festival.
And so when you guys go to this show, where do you stay, and is it just for a day? Do you drive up and back from somewhere, or do you stay out here?
No, so we fly up to Mount Hagen. We don't actually stay in Mount Hagen itself. We do stay about 45 minutes out. And one of the reasons for that is that the hotels in Mount Hagen, whilst there's some that are, quite okay, is that the town itself is not really anything. There's no restaurants, it's not somewhere where you can go at night. So we stay a little bit further out. We actually stay in a property that's a former mission. So it's got these huge grounds, it's got its own organic gardens. We bring in the local villagers, and there's actually a local village right next door where we go and play with the children and throw a frisbee with them and that sort of thing as well. We can go down to the river and fish with them, and you can't do that sort of thing when you're staying in Mount Hagen town itself.
Okay. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really incredible, and when there's all of them together, so there's about 10 or so who perform all together, and they lurk around like they've just come out of the ground, and they're really, really impressive.
Wow.
And they don't mind having photos taken. They're not going to ask you for money. They don't say go away. Like, they're just so proud, and they want to be photographed.
Wow. Oh, the colours are just amazing.
Yeah, the colours are fantastic, and so the feathers on the headdress of this little boy, they're actually chicken feathers.
Oh, okay.
So the feathers come from everything, from bird of paradise through to chickens.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Are these mud men?
They're not mudmen,
Oh.
but this tribe, you never see them smile. They're very serious, but they look incredible. They've got a lot of the seashells and that sort of thing, beads around their necks, but always very serious, which is it's quite interesting compared to a lot of the others who are so jolly and that sort of thing.
They look fairly serious too.
Yeah. There's a couple that are fairly serious, and it's also generally the children who are a little bit more serious as well, which is quite funny, but still amazing to witness.
Oh, okay. I've seen photos of these helmets before. What's significant about these guys?
So these are the Asaro mudmen.
Okay.
So they're covered in mud, which is from the river down behind their village, and their story is basically that their village got invaded, and they were being chased by the people who wanted to invade their village and take their women. But they got to the river that sits at the bottom of their village, and the villagers just happened to lose their footing and tumble into the mud. And as they got up to keep running, they turned around to the people that they were being chased by, and they were covered in this mud. And the people that were chasing them were sure that they were spirits that had risen from the mud, and that's sort of where the mythology comes from.
Right.
So they make these masks every year with that mud from that river. At this festival, actually, one of the Asaro mudmen gave me their mask at the end of the festival after the 2 days.
Wow.
So I have that sitting
Oh,
in
you
my,
have it?
yeah, it's sitting
It
in
came
my
home?
house at home.
Oh, wow.
And it's got pig tusks and pig teeth in it as well. It's pretty amazing.
Wow. Incredible. Wow.
Yeah, so these are the Huli Wig men. So these guys are from the northern part of the highlands up near Tari. And these guys are more your warrior looking type festivals. They've got the feather going through the septum, through their nose.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Great shot of the guy there with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth too.
Yeah.
But so every tribe has a different song or a different beat or a different sort of rhythm that they perform to. So these guys jump up and down on the spot beating their kundu, which is the traditional drum.
Yep.
And they all stand in a line when they do it. So yeah, really, really quite impressive, and obviously being so vividly red and yellow, quite visually
Amazing.
spectacular.
What time of year does the show take place?
This is in August. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you can see on the person at the forefront of this image, they're quite shiny. So that's the pig fat that I was talking about.
Right.
So they rub that on their skin so that they don't get burnt.
Wow.
And yeah,
It's a
again.
sunscreen.
Well, yeah, a form of sunscreen.
Yeah.
And they've got the kundu drums as well, more grass as opposed to some of the other tribes with their skirts and huge shells and that sort of thing around their necks.
Wow.
So these guys are from the central highlands. So this is this tribe is predominantly men,
Mm-hmm.
and their sort of performance is to walk in a line holding hands.
Oh.
They'll sort of do a bit of a march and then they stop and do a bit of a sway and flick their skirts back and forth. It's just so fascinating. Every single tribe is completely different with what they do. It's kind of like, I always describe the festivals as a bit like an Olympics opening ceremony, you know, where you've got each country that marches in, you've got each tribe that marches in. But yeah, here
And it's all about identity, really,
it is
isn't it?
all about identity, who they are, what they stand for.
Yeah.
And they're so proud. People in Papua New Guinea are very patriotic.
Wow.
So,
More mud
yeah,
men?
these are the
Yeah.
mudmen. This is
that you trying on a helmet?
That's me. Yeah, this is when I was sort of getting gifted the mudman mask.
So that's the mask you have
Yeah,
at home?
yeah, that's the one that I've got, and
And it's like clay, so that's sort
it's
of
made of clay.
Yeah.
Yep, from the river.
Wow.
It's starting to crack now. I'm
Oh
not
no.
sure how to preserve it or how long it will last, but yeah, it doesn't have anything in it like a netting or anything to
Keep
hold it together.
Yeah. Oh, they're still talking about your mask there?
Yeah, just wanting
Yeah.
to understand what's it made of.
Yeah.
What do I do to look after it? And of course, a big thank you to
Yeah.
be given something like that. It was pretty rare and, you know, really quite humbling to be offered that.
Cute.
Yeah, dressed in all these feathers,
Yeah.
standing in the field, waiting for Mum to finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great photo. Look at the
Yeah.
shells.
Yeah, this is beautiful. We actually used this photo as one of our brochure covers a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
okay, that's why it's vaguely familiar.
Yeah. The colour's just amazing, and
But just that big explosion of shells is unbelievable.
yeah, it's impressive. There's nothing else like it, and Mount Hagen, even though it is smaller, it's much more authentic than some of the bigger festivals in New Guinea. So for someone really wanting that intimate, up close and personal encounter with the tribes, this is the one that you go to.
And is it one day?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you there for 2 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fascinating.
So this
Yeah.
is one of the little villages just behind the mission that we stay in, or the former mission, I should say. And one of the staff lives in this village, and she said to me, "Can you bring your group to come and meet my family?"
Oh, really?
And I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure. I'll send our driver first to suss it out, and then if he feels it's okay, then I'll bring everybody else." So we went, and this is one of the houses that they live in. So this is the house that one of the girls from the former mission lives in. Very basic, thatch roofs and walls.
Yeah.
But what was really, really special is that there's about 20 or so people that live in this village, and the older people had never really had much encounter with white people before.
Mm-hmm.
So with our group coming in, the children were excited, you know, that they know who we are and what we're about, and that, you know, quite often we'll do fun games with them, like we did a hopping race with them, we did a running race with them, we sang songs together, that sort of thing that you do. But the older people just stared. They were just so curious about who we are and what we were, and one of the older men, I don't know how old he would have been, maybe 80s or 90s, literally just came up to my husband and just embraced him and started crying and wouldn't let go.
Wow.
Yeah,
What do you reckon that was about?
I don't know. I think it was just a bit of an emotional experience for people to, you know, come to his village and be so happy and playing with the children, and yeah, but it was pretty amazing.
Kind of magical moments, aren't they, that
Yeah.
happen if you just put yourself out there?
Yeah, and unplanned, completely unplanned.
Yeah, can't plan for that stuff.
Exactly. So they're the jaws. They're the jaws of goats and sheep and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They hang them along a wire basically to keep away evil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also use the teeth in jewellery and things like that too. This is what I was just talking about.
Really?
So that's my husband being hugged by the elder in the village.
Yeah.
And he was just like sobbing as he literally just clutched to him and did not let go.
Wow, what an amazing
So,
connection.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking betel nut. Is that what it is?
Betel nut, yeah. So the men in the group wanted to all go and choose some betel nut with the locals.
Yeah.
This was just pure betel nut. Some of the locals throw in some coral as well to cut their gums so that it, you know, goes into the system quicker.
Wow.
But
okay.
no, this was just the betel nut, and
Verdict from the group?
verdict was never trying it ever again.
Really?
Get this thing out of my mouth.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, but they tried it.
Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it, no.
Okay.
No.
Next time. It's an amazing colour.
Yeah, I know. I hope you enjoyed our Mount Hagen Cultural Show slide night. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and click on the notification bell on the side. Make sure you head to our website, www.crooked-compass.com, to check out more of our itineraries and to get you thinking differently and follow a different path. See you next time.